RCTP, beginner to 512, level 5, 511A to 511D, part 2. 511B to 511C. So this is where we're going to start talking about balancing and slowly moving. Slab routes require you to have a lot of balance and slowly move as you make your way over to the next handhold. So we're going to watch as Renee just does this move fairly slowly and just balances and slowly works her way into the next move. She just very gently stood up there. She's placing herself, her feet very precisely and working her way as she moves up this slab. And so moving slowly is something that some people have a hard time with because it does require a lot of control over a lot of little muscles. The next move I like to call windmill or don't sneeze move. Let's watch Matt on this type of sloping problem, and he's going to balance and slowly work his way over. And I like to call this a windmill or don't sneeze move. So the main reason why you say don't sneeze is that the littlest bit of twitch on some of these holds and you'll come knocking off. So you're just gonna slowly talk his way over here. Okay, and then he needs to make a giant windmill over to these next few holds. So he does have that volume that's in. And you can see that he's very slowly twisting himself, and we like to call this a windmill move in order to hit that and work your way over. You can see in that last little section he was trying to compose himself, and he just breathed in order to commit to those moves and to slowly work his way over. And the last move again is one of those types of windmill don't sneeze moves. So we're going to watch as he slowly just kind of ticks his way over and gets to that space. Perfect. The third one is a meat hook. You've probably done a meat hook before, but you haven't really been thinking about what the term is called. And the next part is, just when you can use a meat hook when you're choosing not to, and meat hooks are really good, so you should start to learn how to use them. So a meat hook is when you put your hand in this type of a position. Normally you'll do a meat hook on a sloper that looks something like this. That's really what it is. There's a lot of boulder problems that are out there that they want you to start with your hands crossed, and I see a lot of people not recognizing this, so I just thought to point it out. Here I am on the start of a V4 route. I noticed at the beginning when I tried to use my hands like that, I couldn't actually make the route. So what I did is I decided to switch my hands and cross them, and then I can make the moves very easily. Hand crossing when on a route. We're going to watch Fab on this V3 route. And he's going to use a lot of power to make it through one section. Now he's fairly strong, so he can do this easily. And the hold that I'm talking about is the one right here coming up. So you see how he's just going to lean back and he's going to pull really hard and just make it up. It looks very easy to do it that way because he's fairly strong. Now we're going to watch me on the same route, and you're going to notice that I'm not as strong as Fab, so what I decide to use is some technique to help me make it through this next section, and I'm going to cross my hands and work my way up on this hold. So where Fab just did that with one hand, you saw me grip that hold 3 times and work my way up. And the last one is hand switch on small holds. We're going to watch as this person goes up and she matches on this little small hand chip here. And just watch as she goes over, and she even puts her fingers right over top of her same fingers, and maybe she might space her fingers out a little bit just to get a little bit of a match so she can bump up and hit that next hold.